Okay, hi, I'm Pupak. I'm making this video for Trees for Hope. I am going to show you how to plant acorns. So this is a pot of little acorns. We collected this particular acorn, we collected in the west coast of Scotland. A place called Beesdale is an ancient oak woodland, and so we need to plant these acorns because the woodland, which is part of a rainforest in the west coast, is quite threatened. So you may know there's only 1% of this rainforest left in western Scotland. Also in western England, the rainforests are quite endangered, right? So we need to really rise up and make sure that the rainforest will have a future. So we collected these acorns, and I asked a number of friends to grow them on. And so I want to show you how to plant these acorns. One way to do it is in pots. So I've prepared some pots here. You can see I have pots of different sizes. So one way to do it is, so this is the multi-purpose compost I have here, which includes a seed compost. I have some acorns here that I will show you. So we want to plant the acorn at about an inch deep, right? And that's the size of a jay's beak. So jays are the birds that are the growers of oak trees. They're, I think, co-evolved with the oak. So they pick the acorn and they plant them, and we're going to imitate the beak. And the beak of the jay is about an inch deep. So we want to go about an inch deep. So here I'm going to put, so when I put this deep down, just make sure that there are no air pockets under when I put it. So that's about 1 inch deep, and I just cover it, and that's that. So I put 3 acorns. I could put maybe even 4. This is another pot that's of the similar size, so I'm just going to do 4 in this one. Yeah, so 1 inch deep, 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure there are no air pockets. I cover it, and that's planting of the acorn in a pot. So again, multi-purpose compost is fairly easy. Another pot here, I'm going to put 3 in there. So there is an acorn here with the roots, if you can see. So the acorn put the root down, it goes down, but it doesn't, when you put it in the pot, it really doesn't matter. The acorn will find its way to send, the root will go down, and then another shoot will come up in the spring. That would be the trunk of the tree, right? So if I were to put this, I'm not going to put that one in actually, because they're from 2 different places. I'm going to keep them pure. So I'm just going to put 3 in this one. Yeah, this one, the root is going down. So when you plant it, make sure that the root doesn't get damaged. Yeah, it's very important that we take care of the root. So it's going to go 1 inch down. Again, this one is, the root is shooting. So I'm going to put the ones that are opening and sending the roots down first. So it's quite simple. So that's, so there are, yeah, pots of different sizes. Again, another one with the roots. So I'm just going to put the root down, 1 inch down, and there it goes. And that's our acorns. They're planted. So that's planting the acorns in a pot, right? And that's quite easy to do, as you saw. And the advantage of planting the acorn in a pot is when we want to plant them on the land, we can carry the pot and it will have the soil around the root, and it's easier to plant, actually transplant them when we transplant it to the land when they're in the pot. So these are some acorns or oak tree by now that my husband planted, Alan. He planted these. So this is a 2-year-old oak. So these are tree bags. So he put 1 in each tree bag, and actually you can see the roots are coming down. So this is ready to go into the ground. Of course, when we put them and plant them, we remove the plastic, right? So if you have tree bags are also quite handy. So we put one acorn, or in these ones actually just one tree is coming up through the tree bag here, and yeah, the roots are coming down. So these two are ready to go into the ground, and so this is the preferred way. It's easier because when we plant them, we have time, you know, for plantation. To plant them, we can just dig the hole, and sometimes, you know, we have to make a guard or something, so we need time with them. And when the roots are protected, we have more time. Whereas when we plant them into the ground, and I'm going to show you how to do that as well, when we plant them into the ground, and then when we want to transplant them and then plant them into where they will grow for 100 years hopefully, or 600 years, this type of planting, the trees will be bare rooted. Yeah, so when we lift them from the ground, the roots will be bare, and then we have about, you know, we need to cover them with newspaper, wet newspaper. It's quite a careful job, and we don't have so much time. So when we lift them up, and then we have to plant them within, you know, very, very quickly, because when the roots dry up, then the tree dies. So all our careful efforts, you know, will be wasted, which we don't want to do that. But nevertheless, if we don't want to, you know, pot them up in the pots or in tree bags, if you don't have tree bags, we still can put the acorns in the ground. I have done that actually in my garden. I've gave a bed and I planted, so a pot like this size, so this pot is full of acorns, and I would say I can show you my bed here. This size, a bed maybe smaller than this. Yeah, that's my bed, a vegetable bed. So something smaller than this, you can plant your acorns in, right? So I'm going to show you, and again, this is quite simple. So again, we want to go about, so I'm using a dibber here. So 1, 2, 3. So the thing with the dibber is we make sure that there are no air pockets, yeah, when you plant these acorns. So I'm just going to put them with the root. You see, that's the root. So I'm going to put the root down. The root goes down 1, and again, these are rooting 2, and another one that's rooting 3, and then I cover it. So just like that. I'm actually not going to dedicate this bed to the acorns, so this is, I'm just showing you for demonstration. So this is how to plant the acorns in the bed, and then when they become trees this size, so that's in 2 years time, this size, then we lift them up, and we need to wrap the roots very carefully. And so these trees will be planted in the west coast of Scotland, in Glennuig. And yeah, the friends, I gave a number of these pots to people, or people in the west coast in Glennuig and the area. I know have taken a lot of these acorns. So where they will eventually go, yeah, we will decide that in 2025. That's when they're ready. So we will have a tree planting season from April till October. That's when we will plant them in the ground, and we'll make sure they're protected from deer, so that they will become healthy trees in time. You know, we're planting them so that they will live for hundreds of years, and they will become part of the part of the rainforest. So the acorn, the oak tree, is a keystone species, which means a lot of insects and birds and, you know, other living organisms, mushrooms and myceliums and slime mold and all sorts of life, depend on the oak tree. Actually, I've heard oak tree supports like 600 species. So it's a keystone species, right? It's a very important a tree that supports many other beings, you know, living beings, as I mentioned. So when we plant them, we can also put an intention. We can, because we're doing this for the rainforest, so we can connect with the spirit of the rainforest, and we can dedicate and direct actually our love, our care to the oaks, to the seedlings, to the little acorns, and there's actually a reason for that. And the reason is, when we direct our love to something like the acorns, like the oak trees, they will become, and we will watch them. So I did mention one of my communications, that when we plant them, just see them grow, becoming this beautiful. So this is a 2-year oak tree, and then we go plant them, and when we direct our love to these acorns and the oak tree, they receive that, and actually it will have a tangible effect on how they grow, on what they become. They're a bit like children. I'm not kidding. They're like children, like the children who receive love from their environment, from the parents and friends. They do better, they grow better. And it's the same with trees and with plants, So when you plant them, you can say a little dedication and just say thank you, for your beauty. They're full of life force, and they will support, they're very vital, and they will support an ecosystem in the future. So thank you so much. Thanks for taking the acorns with you, planting them with your love and care and attention, and yeah, life force on this grove to become. And thanks for returning them to us. In 2 years time, come join us with a tree planting, and let's care for the rainforest together. Thanks so much. Bye.